because he used night vision goggles and had no light, they actually painted this with tritium so they could see the valve go up and down because the helicopter is too loud, they can't hear it. If you're using CO2, you don't have to watch it. You can see the diagram working. What is really cool about this is that this thing is actually devised by a company called CPR Medical Devices. This thing was actually devised for being used during CPR, and I'm going to show you how. Begin chest compressions. What's it doing? What is a advanced air? What's the definition? Who's the CPR instructor here? Who is it? Are you it?
Yeah, Jeff.
Not anymore.
Sure. You're pulling in positive oxygen.
Okay, what's the I taught ACLS, so what's the definition of an advanced airway? The advanced airway can be used with continuous chest compressions without interrupting chest compressions in order to ventilate. This turns the face mask into an advanced ventilation device. That's our goal, okay? Our goal is to figure out how to take basic procedures and make them work with continuous chest compressions. Because then you can just turn the continuous chest compression device on, which might be her, by the way. You know, you're the continuous chest compression device, but you know why? Because I didn't tell you to stop. I'm giving you shit.
I don't care.
Okay, so let's do a little CPR on this. Give it a go. Give it to your friend.
Yeah, hold a good pressure seal around it. So it's hitting the valve, so this won't work until you stop compressions.
It's a magnet, it's a plate. Why is this thing so awesome? Because it thinks of nothing but gas flow and pressure. It's not electronic, it doesn't think. There's only one place you can't use this, is an MRI scanner. And if you're going in an MRI scanner, you're a patient. You're not a rescuer. You're not going to rescue anybody in there. Leave it to me, that's my fault. I'll take care of it. This will not work in high magnetic environments, but there is only one that we know of, and that's the 3 Tesla magnet or the 1.5 Tesla magnet of an MRI suite. It'll work anywhere. I have actually published a paper where this works underwater. I've actually scuba dived in this to 14 feet of seawater, actually swimming pool water. It does work. It works underwater. It's simple. Okay, so what am I going to do? How am I going to upgrade her? Is that a CE I see her using? Is that a CE grip?
See?
That's a CE grip. I'm going to turn this off for a moment. I'm going to take over from you.
Okay.
Stand right here, but don't leave. I want to show you something. I'm sorry for the noise, but air is free. Okay, CE. You ever heard of EV? Edward, Victor, EV. You guys are like military kind of people, right? What's your rank?
No.
Okay, this is easy peasy. I also call this the Tupperware method. Why do I call it the Tupperware method? Because it locks in freshness. Why is this a better technique? Is because the mandible goes from here to here. And if I grab the mandible here, I can take the lower and I can do a jaw thrust. I can do a head tilt and a jaw thrust. This is a stress position for you. You're strong, but you're not that strong. You're going to get tired of doing this. If I taught you to do this, you're completely neutral. You can do this all day long, and it's natural. You're forming a seal, and you're doing a validated airway maneuver. You may not even need an oral airway to make this work if you do the EV. This is the EV. I helped write a chapter in a book on airway management that none of you will buy because it's made for anesthesiologists. And it's essentially, it's a reference, it's a big book. And the guy who wrote most of the content is a retired anesthesiologist from Madison, Wisconsin, who actually has his own special mask. And he taught me something I had never really paid attention to. There's another way to do one-handed mask ventilation. You've been doing the CE for a while and squeezing the bag, right? What is the problem with the CE grip? It's uneven, so there's a mask leak here. It's also, there are those who have taught me within the paramedicine community, they actually pull the DVM this way to account for this. The other major problem is your jaw thrust is horrible. It's a bad jaw thrust. How can I do a better jaw thrust with mask ventilation? I'll show you something a little bit strange. If you guys ever watch nurse anesthetists work in the operating room, you'll see probably about half of them mask ventilate like this. They don't know exactly what it is they're doing, and they can't describe it to you, but in the chapter I wrote, because I collaborated with this professor who's now retired, this is what he calls the power grip. The power grip is where we do the submental chin lift, jaw thrust. We apply the mask with symmetrical pressure, and now This is not a stress position. My hand is straight. When I'm like this, I'm in a stress position. This is not a stress position. When I'm like this. And I'm sorry this is a little bit out of the focus of this lab. Maybe not. If you guys can remember this. Dr. Maniak, who taught me this, actually has a mask with ergonomic imprints in the mask to allow you to do this, which is even better than this one. I look upon this as a time in human history where you could drive a pickup truck with a bench seat and you have your favorite person next to you.
Bud and Susie.
One hand on the wheel. Dude. Life does not get better than this. So let me see if I can ventilate. And I've got a little bit of a mask leak. This is actually one of the worst masks we could have gotten. So I'm going to have to go to 2 hands on this.
Here you go, Mike.
Now, everybody give this a go. 2 hands on the wheel, not 1 hand.